Hey everyone, it's Tom here from Ludicrous. Thank you so much for joining us today. In this video, I'll be going through how much money I've saved with charging both Tesla Model 3 and the Tesla Model Y, which we took delivery of both cars here in Australia earlier in 2023, comparing that to an equivalent ICE vehicle using the charge stats part of the Tesla app right here, right now. And then that'll be followed by a brief discussion on electricity prices here in Australia, given everything increased 2 days ago on the 1st of July, 2023. All right, let's get into it. This is the charge stats part of the Tesla app for my black Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive LFP battery. So here we go. So I took delivery of this car in late May 2023. And in late June, we went for a big road trip to the Gold Coast and back again. So as you can see, total charged 522 kilowatt hours and total spent was $42 only. Down here, we've got 41% of the time this charged at home, 43% of the time was using a supercharger, and then 16% of the time was somewhere else. And if you look at the petrol savings, $324 was saved in petrol alone. If I had driven a petrol equivalent car to the Tesla Model 3, I would have paid $366 versus $42 only charging at home and the Tesla supercharger. Of course, the caveat here is that I've got lots of supercharger credits, so this data is a little bit skewed because I didn't pay anything for the supercharger. And as you can see in the breakdown here, cost was 9 cents per kilowatt hour on average for charging at home versus nothing for supercharger because of all the credit. And then I've got it at 27 cents per kilowatt hour. Even though this Tesla app is quite good, you can plug in your home tariff for your electricity, even if you have a time of use plan like I do per kilowatt hour. You can't differentiate the different public charging costs. So I've kind of left it at that default 27 cents per kilowatt hour. And by the way, this petrol savings is based on the equivalent petrol costs for the time that you charged your car. So for example, if I press that I button there, you can see the cost of petrol in the last 3 months I've had this car and the average cost per liter as well. So it's actually quite a good app and it changes the data in real time, which is great. And you can also see in the app the different time of use at home. I charge mostly super off-peak, which is the Powershop EV plan off-peak, which the data reflects the pre-price changes, which was about 7.5 cents per kilowatt hour during that midnight to 4 a.m. Now it's closer to about 10 cents per kilowatt hour given the price changes. And then 26% of the time was off-peak. So I'm glad I charged the car mostly at a cheaper time of day compared to, say, mid-peak or peak, which is more expensive, of course. So that's Tesla Model 3. Let's have a look at Tesla Model Y. Okay, so this is stats for Tesla Model Y. We've had this car for a bit longer, obviously. For the last 4 months, 985 kilowatt hours charged, $53 spent only in 4 months, which is incredible, right? Compared to how much you would pay in petrol, even for 1 week. And 58% of the time, the car was charged at home. 31% of the time at a Tesla supercharger. We've taken a couple of road trips already in the last 4 months. And 11% of the time was at other locations. Petrol savings, $753 saved. Isn't that amazing? And again, it uses the real-time data for petrol prices, average cost per litre over the last 4 months in New South Wales. So if I'd driven a petrol equivalent car to the Tesla Model Y, I would have paid $806 for the amount of charging and amount of distance I traveled, compared to only $53 for the same period of time, which I'm very happy with, obviously. You can see that I paid 9 cents per kilowatt hour on average charging at home. 75% again was done at that super off-peak time, midnight to 4 a.m. At the time of this data, it was 7.5 cents per kilowatt hour. And then the rest of the time is spread mostly between off-peak and then a little bit during that mid-peak as well. Importantly, we didn't charge the car during that expensive peak period, which is great. Okay, so the question you've got to ask yourself now is that given all the electricity prices have increased across Australia 2 days ago since the start of the new financial year, 1st of July 2023, you got to ask yourself this question: are you still on the best electricity plan? And I've got to ask myself that as well. I was going to do a comparison spreadsheet, but Roland from Zapped AU YouTube channel has already done a fantastic job doing this spreadsheet. So I'll just put this up for you right now to see. Have a look at this. So he's actually used his own data and compared it across the different major retailers in his state, New South Wales. You can see Powershop is there, AGL, Red Energy, Origin. As you can see, he's plugged in the amount of electricity he's used in that December to February period and also compared it against what was the previous price versus the new price after the 1st of July. And this is a fantastic spreadsheet. So I'll leave a link to this spreadsheet in the video description below and also to his video where he explains how it works. And not only has he got summer data in Australia, December to February, he's also got winter data as well, June to August, which is the coldest months of the year in New South Wales. And again, comparing it pre to post 1st of July 2023, comparing to see whether he's still on the best plan. Obviously, I don't know what your electricity usage is, but this gives you a good idea of what it's like given his data. Okay, so I just want to make you aware of this website I came across today, energymadeeasy.gov.au, run by the Australian government, where you can actually upload your power bill or put in your national meter identifier number, and it gives you very specific data to your situation. You can then plug in your postcode and suburb and how many people are in your household, and you can also compare electricity and gas plans. And then using your data that you provided, it can spit out estimated costs for all the major retailers. So let's have a look here. I plugged in my NMI and where we live and the amount of people in the house. And it's telling me that some of the best plans are from Red Energy or Covo U Energy. I've never heard of them actually. Origin as well. And then Powershop is down here. So my current plan is not too bad. It's quite close to the top in terms of some of the best plans that this website is recommending you. And then there's OVO, Next, Tango, Momentum, and then it keeps going all the way down here. Diamond Energy, Energy Australia, Simply Energy, AGL, Dodo, etc. Energy Locals, Kogan, and it's even got Amber as well as an estimate, obviously, because it changes dynamically every time you use Amber, given it's a wholesale price, and Reamp is down the bottom as well. So yes, it's a good guide, and it will give you a good indicator as to whether you're still on the best energy plan for your situation. If you click on any of these plans, so for example, let's click on Powershop, which is what I'm on currently. And by the way, you can also compare plans as well. So let's just try Powershop, Origin, and Red Energy, which is apparently the best one. It can tell you the different plan options as well and the features. So, there are different fees that apply for each situation. And also there are discounts as well. So have a look at these for yourself and then the plan details too. So for example, let's look at Powershop, which is the one I'm currently on. You can look at the plan information, and you can see there that because I plugged in my NMI, it tells me that between July 2022 and July 2023, I used 33.4 kilowatt hours per day, and that's quite high because we do charge both cars at home, both EVs. That will obviously increase your electricity usage driving EVs. And then the average solar export of 13 kilowatt hours per day. We've got an 8.4 kilowatt system on our roof. And then you got the plan features there. You've got contact numbers, obviously. Time of use tariff, which is what I'm on. No contract term. This is the Powershop 100% carbon neutral electricity plan. You've got the fees there. Got more details below. And then the pricing as well. And there's the time of use between 19.18 cents to 50.68 cents per kilowatt hour with the daily supply charge as well listed there. The one thing this plan does not outline is the EV plan, which is what I'm on, and I'll just show you what the current tariffs are for that plan in a second. But with more detail, it gives you the feed-in tariff, 5 cents per kilowatt hour, and then green power as an option. Okay, so these are my Powershop rates from my app. So it's telling me 19.18 cents for off-peak, peak period 50.68, shoulder period 28.15 cents. Off-peak, that super off-peak period of 9.59 cents, not outlined in that government website I showed you before. That I think will make things cheaper, given that you can charge your EVs and also everything else from the house. You can run the dishwasher, all those kind of things during that off-peak period between midnight at 4 a.m. And that'll make things a little bit cheaper for you as well. The daily supply charge, admittedly, is a little bit high, 151.46 cents per day for the pleasure of having that super off-peak rate of 9.59 cents. Now, you might be cringing at the 50.68 cents per kilowatt hour peak period price between 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. But if you have a home battery like me, which charges during the day from solar, by the time evening comes around, the battery normally kicks in and covers that expensive peak period. All right, so yeah, that's a summary of how much it costs to charge my Tesla Model 3 and our Tesla Model Y. Looking at electricity plans, given the rate increases across the board in Australia. Many thanks to Roland again for letting me use his spreadsheet as an example. It's a great tool, so make sure you check that out in the video description below, and to Roland's video as well. If you're going to change retailers, make sure you do your homework. And if you're thinking about changing to Powershop, I'll leave my referral link in the video description below to take advantage of that very good super off-peak rate of 9.59 cents per kilowatt hour to charge your EV. All right, everyone, I'm Tesla Tom. Thanks for watching Ludicrous Feed. Until the next video, happy charging.